Selena, welcome to More Than Makeup.
Thanks for having me.
This is so exciting.
Yes.
This is our first time meeting. I've been following you since, I want to say back in 2022. I remember the exact video that made me find you, which is funny because we're still talking about the same thing now, but you were sharing a video on how much you made in a day as a makeup artist.
Yeah.
And I want to say it was like $800 or something, and you were like counting the cash out, and you'd done a workshop, you'd done a bridal gig, like a couple of things. And I just thought that was so cool because, as you know, I like talking about money and I'm passionate about making money.
Yes.
And I was like, wow, this is so cool. Someone else is talking about it.
Yeah.
So I started following you then, you followed me back. We've very much had an online relationship since then.
I feel like I know you.
I know,
Like
it's
even when
crazy.
you walked in, I'm like, oh, there she is.
Yeah, that's how it felt.
Yes.
It's funny how you develop those parasocial relationships and you feel like you're friends.
We're friends. Yeah, exactly.
I feel like we have a similar business model.
We do.
So we've chatted a lot in the DMs over the years.
Yes.
I love that you're an open book. I've had some questions that I've asked you and you just answered, especially with brand deals and stuff like that. But I wanted to start by just saying congratulations on all your success.
You too.
Because it's been insane. I think when I started following you, you might have had like 80,000 on Instagram.
Yeah.
You now have 500,000 almost.
500.
And then what are you at on TikTok?
1.4 million.
That's
which is
insane.
amazing.
That is insane.
It's been a long road. It's not like been an overnight thing. I feel like it's a slow progression, which technically is better, but I'm impatient, so it feels like it's taken forever.
Yeah, it does take time.
It
like
does.
brands are built slowly over time.
Absolutely.
But sometimes it just takes like that one video to get you going, right?
Yes. For me, it hasn't been like that. Even if my videos go really viral, it's still been pretty slow. It's not like I just gained 500,000 followers from one video. It's been quite slow for me.
Yeah. Well, that was 4 years
now
ago.
we're here.
Yeah, you're killing it.
Yeah.
We're going to get into all of that. Well, before we start, I wanted to ask, how would you describe the real Selena? So outside of the skits and the content, like we know you through our screens, but who's the real Selena?
So I'm actually pretty introverted, but you wouldn't probably know that from online. I like to just be in my house in my pajamas with my 3 dogs and my kids and my husband. I'm not like someone who goes out and is really extroverted. I can be extroverted online when I have to, but then I do need that time to decompress even after I make, like, say, a skit or a video where I'm being really over the top. Then I'm quiet. I'm more quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not like a crazy social person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find that a lot with creators, actually.
Yeah.
A lot of the creators I meet, they are introverts.
Yes.
They don't love
They're not over the
social
top.
events.
No, I'm
they like
that.
staying home.
I like being home.
Yeah,
That's
but
my
they're
happy
good on
place.
camera.
Yes, exactly. And I do have to almost perform when I'm making content, or I'll be just like really quiet and boring. So I'm like, okay, Selena, you need to give it a little bit more to make it entertaining. You know what I mean?
Well, you've nailed that. They're
Thanks.
very entertaining.
Thank you.
I want to ask a little bit about your upbringing.
Yeah.
What do you feel like has motivated you to build this big business?
I came from pretty humble beginnings. My mom was a single mom, 3 girls. We didn't have a lot of money. We always kind of struggled. And I always felt very uncomfortable. I always wanted more, but I wasn't able to get more because we didn't have the money to do so. You know, we never traveled. The budget was pretty, every week there was a certain amount for groceries. And I didn't like living like that. So I got a job as soon as I was 14. I started babysitting, and I've always had a job. So I was at McDonald's, I was at Tim Hortons, I was serving tables. I've never taken a break from work because if I wanted, like, I'm bougie. I like nice things.
Yeah.
So when I was small, like, even as a teenager, I wasn't able to dress the way that I wanted or get the things that I wanted because I didn't have any money. So as soon as I was able to make money, I have just been working my tail off. Like, I would do 2 shifts. I'd do the morning, the night, like back to back, maybe 5 days in a row, just so that I can make extra money because I love to travel and things like that. And if I didn't work, I didn't get to do any of that kind of stuff. So that has made me like quite a hustler.
Yeah.
There's this like anti-hustler culture, and I'm like the opposite. I'm like, you better work. Like Kim says, and work.
Yeah.
Get your ass up and work. And that's how I am. Even as a woman, like my mom was a stay-at-home mom, and then my parents separated, and then my mom really had nothing. I learned from that never to rely on a man. So I now in my adult life, I am the breadwinner of the family. My husband stays home. But I always wanted to make sure that I could take care of myself.
So important as a
It
woman.
is.
And it's very empowering.
It is. If anything happened, I'm fine on my own.
Yeah.
Because I saw my mom not be fine on her own. And, she was cleaning houses and she was hustling. Like, she's a hard worker.
Yeah.
But she didn't have anything, she didn't have a talent. She didn't go to school. So she was kind of stuck doing, those kind of jobs. So I was like, I'm never going to be like that.
Yeah, they didn't have the opportunities that we have
No,
now.
definitely not.
It's so easy.
It's so easy
to make money.
It is. There's so many opportunities.
There's so many.
Yes.
That's why I want makeup artists and just anyone listening to tap into that.
Absolutely.
Like, if you have a following, there's money on the table.
Absolutely.
And
if you're not monetizing that following or that money, you're really missing out on a lot.
yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm always trying to find ways to make money, and I feel like every year I'm changing my strategy on how to make money. Like even in 2026, my strategy has changed on how to make money. So it's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you become like in competition with yourself.
Oh,
almost.
for sure. I'm always in competition of
Yeah.
how much I can make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to get to money. We're
Yeah.
really going to dive into that. You've talked a lot about how you were a dental hygienist
Yep.
and you moved into makeup.
Yep.
What was makeup like for you when you started out? So you're from Halifax,
Yeah.
Nova Scotia.
Small town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was that transition like?
So I actually did makeup first, and then there was no social media. So while I was in makeup school, actually Facebook just came out. And it was like all the rage. But it wasn't like a Facebook business. It was just finding your friends. There was no Instagram, no TikTok. Like imagine trying to grow your business without that.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
So what I did is when I came back, I went to dental hygiene, and I wanted a 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, that I could make money and then do makeup on the side. So once social media was a thing, and even at that point when I really tried to monetize my social media, it was just all photos.
I was going to ask,
video.
what did your content look like
It was
back
literally
then?
before and after picture.
Yeah.
That's it. And that did serve me well because there was no video.
Unedited, bad lighting.
Bad lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I had my second baby, Remy, I was like, I am not going back to dental hygiene. Like, I need to make this. And Instagram was kind of a thing, but it was
Yeah.
just photos. So I took that year and just kept posting before and afters. They seemed to be what was getting me, the jobs. And then I didn't have to return to dental hygiene because I was so booked up with makeup,
Yeah.
which is really cool. That it only took me like 4 months.
It can happen pretty quickly
Yeah.
if you have that hustler mentality.
Yep, I was hustling it every single day.
Yeah.
Bringing people in before, after, and I wasn't filming anything. It was literally like I wasn't showing the process. I wasn't talking. It was just before, after.
Yeah. And doing the makeup work.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah. When did you start getting into content? And what was your first viral reel or post
Yeah.
where you were like, oh, wow, this is going to be a thing?
Once TikTok came during the pandemic, and I waited a little bit to get on TikTok just because video content wasn't something that I was doing. So I was like, okay, I got to get on this. This is what everyone's doing. So, and I do try and pay attention to trends and what people are doing. So I'm like, everyone's on TikTok. I got to get on there. And I was like, I saw people blowing up and what it was doing for their business. So I was like, okay, I'm going to put a lot of energy into TikTok. Video, it was all video. I was like doing videos for 4 months, pretty much every day. Nothing. 200 views. And I felt like an idiot. And I even remember people being like, oh, you're still like trying to get like followers on TikTok because
Yeah.
it was so embarrassing. I think my content, it was not bad, but obviously I had never made videos before.
When you start out, it's clunky. And this is, I
Yeah.
just want to pause on that point because a lot of makeup artists I meet, when they're starting TikTok or
Yes.
Instagram, they get frustrated
Yeah.
because they're not getting the views. They're getting 250 views. We all start like
Yes,
that.
and I was frustrated.
Yeah,
Like
it is.
I was like basically crying every day, like nothing's happening, and I'm putting in so much energy, still working as a makeup artist full time, but then also putting in this extra side hustle energy and getting nothing from it.
Yeah.
So I could have given up at that point, but then I had a real bride because this was during the winter time, so it was just videos on me, and I was bringing clients to do videos on, and then it went viral. She was beautiful. She wanted this soft look. She had this beautiful outfit on. It was like, if I hadn't have practiced for 4 months up until that point, I don't think that would have went viral because I knew where to put my camera.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I was ready for it, right? And
That's
then
such a good point. You need to
Yes, you
practice
do.
content so that when you get on these big jobs
Yep.
and you're like, this is a bride that needs my
Right.
camera, you know how to shoot it.
Exactly. Like my timestamps do really well, so it's just like girls back to back to back at weddings. But if I didn't have all that experience, it would not be something that I would be able to pull off because it's such fast work.
Yep.
So that one went viral. It had like 4 million views. And then I got some followers from that. Exciting. And then I was like, okay, I'm set. Like, let's go. I'm TikTok famous. No.
Well, you are now.
There was like a couple of months where I'm like, okay, the video went viral, and then all my other videos after that for 2 months did nothing. And I was like, okay. Then I had another real bride because her wedding was in February, and obviously not very common to have weddings in February. She was gorgeous, But it was a little bit more gritty because there was like people in the background, and obviously you want your content to be like perfect, which hers was. But this one was a little bit more like raw. And immediately when I posted that one, all of a sudden it went crazy, and
Yeah.
it had like 12 million views.
I think the difference with your content back then is that people were posting really curated content
Right.
on Instagram. It was very face app
Yeah.
photos.
Right.
Really perfect. But then you come in and you started just posting these real
Yep,
weddings.
real women.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I find even sometimes, like, even if I have the most beautiful bride, and it may not perform as well as someone who's just like a regular girl, you know,
Yeah.
and you transform them into this like princess.
Yeah.
So I gained 60,000 followers from that 12 million.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, I'm onto something here. But it just blew my mind. Like my TikTok literally like wouldn't refresh. It went crazy. And then from there on, I was out of the 200 view jail, and my videos did okay. Every video is not going to go viral, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still like that. Some videos flop, the
Yep.
next one will go viral. And
Exactly.
You're like, I followed the exact same strategy
Yep.
there. Like, there's a lot of social media, like the analytics that you just can't explain.
Can't.
And you can't put your finger on why it worked and why
No.
it didn't. You just have to be like, okay, well, we'll try again.
Exactly, and that's why you need to keep making content and putting it out there, because you never know what's going to go viral. So
Yeah.
chuck 2 videos a day up there that
Yeah.
are really good quality and really good, have a lot of information, and then maybe
Yeah.
you'll gain some following from it.
Yeah. If you post 5 videos, one's going to perform
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
If you post 1 video and it flops, you don't
Yeah.
have anything to go off.
And it's also that practice of what's working,
and
what's not. Yeah.
Seeing the pattern. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people follow you because you're so entertaining, and we were just saying this earlier, but like I think you're a comedian. I think you're so funny,
Thank
and the
you.
way that you put videos together is, it's just genius, really.
Thank you.
And I think people follow you for the entertainment aspect of it. But I look at your content from someone who is in marketing,
Right.
and I'm like, she's a genius.
Oh, thanks.
There was one video you posted, and I just like, I watched it, and I was like, damn, that girl. It was you wearing the devil horns and
Yeah.
the angel.
Yeah.
And so when you were talking about the products that you liked, you were wearing the angel
Yeah.
halo or whatever it was, and then the products you didn't like, you were wearing the devil horns.
Yes.
I'm like, who?
I'm always trying new things. Like, you know, I've done like reporter on the news. And I'm like, but I try it, and that's the same with even my skits. Like, I found myself watching a lot of skits, and I was
Yeah.
like, I'm going to chuck one up there, see if it does well, and it went crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm onto something. So I do test out little things here and there, and if it works, then I'll make another one. Then I'll make another one. If it doesn't work, I may try one more time, and then I'm like, okay, I'm moving on.
Yeah, I really noticed this with you. You don't stick to one niche.
No.
You pivot very quickly.
Yeah.
Like at the moment, you're really focused on makeup for women 40
Yes.
years old and over. That
Yeah.
was never a thing of
Nope.
yours. But you've obviously posted it, tested it, it worked,
Exactly.
and you're rolling with it.
I never really focused on like women over 40, but then I was like, I've got like a little niche here because I'm 41. I talked about it a little bit on Instagram and TikTok, and people were like, what? I didn't know you were 41. I'm like, okay, maybe I need to talk about this more. And then in January, I started talking about it, and people were just like eating it up. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, it's kind of niche, right? It's something different.
It is.
I've been kind of focused on that because it's really working.
So how do you come up with all of these creative concepts? Is it just a matter of testing, seeing what works?
Yeah.
But like the ideas, like where do you get them?
It just comes to me.
Yeah.
Like at night, I can barely sleep because I'm just laying there thinking about things, and I'll be writing it in my notes app. But I was not always like that. I will say I've always been creative, but I also was not always having all of these ideas. It happens as you're in a flow of creativity.
I always say this, you have to get your hands dirty,
Yes.
and then the creativity will come.
Yep. Even for the 40 plus makeup, like I had one idea, which was that back and forth makeup tutorial and teaching how to kind of do your makeup over 40. And that one went crazy with millions of views. But then I was like, okay, now I need to think of other ideas.
Yeah.
You know?
That one is your most recent one that I
Yeah.
noticed. It just blew
It
up.
just blew up, and I got tons of followers from it. So then I just lay there at night. I'm like, what else can I do that can like pony off this one that just did really well?
Yeah, and the creative ideas really are endless.
Yeah.
And you're a testament to that.
Yep.
I know I'll post a video, it'll do really well, and I'm like, damn, how am I going to top
know.
that? I don't think it'll ever happen. But
Oh,
then
totally.
you do top it.
And then you're in bed, and I'm just laying there, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's a good idea. And I just start thinking and typing.
Yeah.
And then the next morning, like I'm not someone who batches content. So I go down in my studio fresh every day and make content because I think about it the night
night
before.
before.
And I
Okay.
also like to look at what's been working throughout the week. So like if I had batched a bunch of content and then something that I did wasn't really working, then I kind of wasted my time. So it's like I posted that 40 plus one with the back and forth, and I was like, okay, that one worked. People really like that. And I do like to try and do things that are a little different, like
Yeah.
educate in a different way. So then I'm like, okay, I'm going to go towards that
Yeah.
this week.
Yeah, you're very good at that. I was going to ask, what is your workflow? Because I edit content, I create content, I know how time consuming it is. So sometimes I look at your content and I just think, she's got to be filming all day.
Oh, yeah. It's changed. Because when I was doing most of my content on my clients, it's another job. So after I did the wedding, I would go and sit in a parking lot, edit it, and upload it, and then go home with maybe some McDonald's because I was starving. I couldn't quit my day job, basically. I had to do both. But now I'm very lucky that I can go down to my studio, film, edit, and that's my day.
And you don't have any help. You're doing everything yourself?
Doing everything myself. Yeah. I like to do it all myself because I feel like it makes it more authentic.
It does. And honestly,
can't give it away.
Sometimes you push it out quicker when you just do it yourself.
Yes, absolutely. I just go there, film, go upstairs, my dogs all come on my lap, and I just sit there and edit.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This morning we were talking, when I was getting my hair done, about your skits. We were talking about how much work goes into it, because especially when you do they're wearing different makeup, you have the wig on. What is that process? Are you writing a script?
It's kind of a script in my head because it has happened. So I already know what the flow is going to be because I'm just going off of my experiences. But there's no script, which I find better because then I can kind of, I don't know, I'll just say something randomly.
How do you remember what you've said if you're the old lady?
Yeah. So what I do, because I used to not do this and it would get it's a little bit more complicated. So I film one, say if I'm the mom, then I edit that, and then I play it back while I'm talking to her.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So I don't miss
That
like a
makes
question or something like that. So I play it back and then I'll kind of stop filming and shoot my scene. Then I'll edit that. And then if there's another character, I've got to do that again. So it takes a long time. And the editing, the overlaying of back and forth, it's a lot of work.
I imagine. And I've messaged you before and said to you, I would love to see your neighbour's POV.
Oh my gosh.
Like, especially when you're walking in out of the door and you have the wig on. I'm like, what do your neighbours think of you?
Oh my gosh. My neighbors, oh yeah, I don't know.
It just would be so entertaining to watch on the other side.
Yes, they sometimes pull in the driveway when I've got things going on, and they can see into my studio, so I'm sure they think I'm crazy.
They probably follow you.
Yes,
at
probably.
this point.
Yeah.
So speaking of following, we mentioned before that you now have almost 500 on Instagram, 1.2.
1.4.
On TikTok.
Yeah.
And you've also recently started YouTube, and that's blown up. So I think I saw last night you have 176.
Yeah, I think 168-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is it like having that many eyes on you?
I love it. I have no problem with it. Even as a child, I always wanted to be famous. Unless you were like a Disney star or something, back in the day. It was not really obtainable for me, especially in little Halifax, Nova Scotia. So I love it. Like even people recognizing me and coming up to me, I'm like, I'd like to not be able to leave my house without paparazzi outside. So
you get approached in public?
Oh yeah, all the time, especially in my city.
Yeah.
And Toronto and stuff. I absolutely love it.
I'm terrified of growing a bigger following.
Yeah.
Because I don't like that many eyes on me.
Yeah.
It scares me.
Yeah.
I don't deal well with hate comments.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that? Because the bigger your following gets, the more eyes on you, the more people have to say, especially, when you're building success and gaining success, that is part of it. There'll always be people that want to try and knock you down.
Sure.
What's your experience with that?
I do feel like I do have the personality that was meant for this kind of thing because it really doesn't bother me. I'd rather people not be having mean comments towards me, but it doesn't bother me.
That's amazing.
I really don't care.
No, that's great. And that's how, I wish I was more like that.
It's part of your personality that you either, and I think because I am older, it's better.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would have reacted to that in my 20s when I was more self-conscious. I'm pretty confident now that I'm older. So it really doesn't bother me, especially because I see all the positivity that's come from my career. So I really try and focus on the positive.
Yes.
If I get a few hate comments here and there, daily comments, whatever, I'm like, whatever.
You do have to focus on that.
You do.
Well, you know what? I'm living out my dream.
Exactly.
I'm making money. I'm providing for my family.
That's right.
I buy what I want to buy.
That's right.
I have
Haters gonna
financial
hate.
security. Exactly.
Yeah.
So you have to look at that and be like, actually, I'm building the life that I want.
Pros outweigh the cons,
Yes.
for sure. I just don't focus on it. Like I just leave the comments or I delete it or I just move on.
The positive comments always outweigh the negative.
For sure.
Like you've got a following of 1.4 million. That's 1.4 million people that enjoy following you.
Yes, and I will say that my page is very positive.
Yes.
The kindness is way more, the mean comments are like 2%.
Yeah.
People are always like, you're so pretty, that's amazing.
Yeah.
The pros do outweigh the cons, so I just don't focus on the haters.
Yeah. That's
Bye.
that's the only way.
Yeah.
What post would you say of yours has gotten you the most backlash?
Oh, I have a lot. Oh my gosh. Well, my skits do well and people love them, but people also don't like that I'm making fun of my experiences. So those do get some hate. You know, I'm always like a little bit more aggressive with my content. I like to have a strong opinion about things. People don't like that. So most of my content, I try not to be too like, oh, you know, you can do whatever you want. I am like, this is how I would do it. This is the right way. You know, obviously it's my opinion. People will comment like, yeah, well, that's your opinion. It's like, well, obviously this is my page. I'm speaking. It's my opinion.
Yeah.
So, but I do try and be very vocal about my opinions.
Yeah, you're not vanilla.
No. So people don't like that.
And people know what to expect from you as well. And that's nice.
Yeah. I mean, I personally think that the way that I teach, even my techniques can be a little bit more different than what you would learn online. But I like them, and most people like them.
Yeah.
So most people are liking it. It's changing their daily makeup routine. Like, I focus on that. Like, I get messages all the time from people saying like, wow, it really did make a difference. So,
It's funny because last night when I was looking at your page, just preparing for this, I noticed that my mum and my aunties are following you.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and like I wouldn't have mentioned it.
Yeah.
So they've obviously just found you,
Yep,
and especially
naturally.
now that you're doing the 40
Yep.
plus makeup. Who do you admire online and aspire to?
Well, you, of course. It's true. I try to follow like women that, like Jamie Saunders, you, Shelby Ann, that are doing content and just like being a bad woman business owner, like badass. That inspires me as well. Like Glamzilla, who's in Toronto, she
Yeah.
inspires me a lot. Do you follow her?
I follow her.
Yeah.
Actually, the girl who did my hair today did her wedding hair.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
She is amazing. Also, it is a little bit harder to be a content creator in Canada. I get brand collaborations and they find out I'm Canadian and they cancel the collaboration.
Yeah, I've had that too.
It is harder. We don't have access to the same stuff. We just don't have all the products here. So to make it as a content creator in Canada is amazing, and Glamzilla is like one of my number ones. She's
I'm always
amazing.
really inspired by Canadian
Me too.
creators, especially around the time that I made that pricing post. I used you as an example a lot.
Yeah.
And even my podcast, I use you as an example because there was a lot of people saying, oh, we can't charge that in Canada.
Yeah.
We can't do that in
Yeah.
Canada. And I would say, well, look at Selena.
Yeah, exactly.
She's
I'm in Halifax.
Yeah, like
Yes.
you're such a great example
Yeah.
of what you can do.
Yes, you have to push outside of your just small community.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And she does that as well. Like Glamzilla is like all over the place.
I
and
had
just-
no idea she was from Toronto
Yeah.
until her wedding.
I know.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool to see. I think in the US it's just a little bit easier because of the access that they have.
And they have the creator fund as well.
Exactly.
Like they're making money on views, which like if we
Right?
could do, I mean, if you made money on views, holy
Guys,
cow.
oh my God, I can't
You'd be
even-
charging me for this podcast.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. It's $15,000 for me to sit down. But like, I mean, I don't know exactly how much they make from the Creator Fund, but I make zero. So I have to come up with other ways. Like TikTok can't be my career
Yeah.
because I make zero money. So
Yeah.
yeah, you have to have other streams of income to make you money. Or, you know, as a creator, you have to get paid. Like you have to make money. So can't make it from TikTok in Canada.
Yeah, so just on money, you've spoken a lot about how you have 5 or 6 income streams. So you're doing destination weddings, you're working with brands,
Yep.
you have the mentorship, you're educating artists,
I have so many streams of income.
you're doing masterclasses.
Yes. Every month I kind of adjust things, like what's working, what's not. So like, say 6 months ago, I was not really making any money from LTK, like to know it. But now that's one of my highest streams of income. So I kind of adjust, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is really working this month. I'm gonna put a little bit more energy and see if I can make this into a really good stream of income.
Yeah.
Same with brand collaborations. Like I've gone kind of up and down throughout like the year.
Yeah.
I'd love for it to be really consistent, but now January, it's been really consistent. So I'm like, I'm gonna put more time and energy into that,
Yeah.
making content for that, and just kind of see where it goes.
Yeah.
You never know what 6 months is gonna look like, so, but I do try and, okay, the stream of income did really well. Let's put a little bit more effort into that. So I'm doing less education, actually, because I need more time to put into the brand collaborations.
Well, that's where the money is right now.
Yeah.
So that's just smart
I enjoy
business.
it too.
I was going to ask,
Yeah.
what's your favorite way to make
Yeah,
money?
definitely working with brands. I love working with brands. I love making content, and a lot of them just give me creative freedom, and I get to be in my house with my kids and my dogs and just not have to leave, right? I don't want to have to leave. And I also don't really need to talk to anybody. I just talk to my manager. She talks to the brand, so I've got less people to talk to.
That's nice.
Yeah.
You're cutting down your admin time because that is a lot.
It is.
I was
With
gonna say-
education, it's a lot.
Education, it's a lot, but even working with the brands, like
Oh, for sure.
I'm not represented.
Yeah.
So it's me doing all
Oh,
that back
man.
and forth.
It's
And
the best.
trying to get paid from a brand is a whole
Yep.
thing.
I don't talk to them about money. I don't actually talk to the brand at all. They go to my manager, and then my manager comes to me, and she talks back and forth. So it's easy.
What's the reality of working with brands at this level? Like, what have you learned by being a content creator?
I haven't found it been completely consistent throughout the year. It does kind of go up and down, which can be hard. I'd love to get it that it's just always up. It's just keep going. But definitely trying to incorporate brands as much into your content as possible. So tagging them and posting the actual names of things, to me, is like the best job ever. To be able to be creative, make content, and work with brands is the best.
It's the easiest way to make money.
Yes. The actual work is easy, but you need to have that community and following already, which was a lot of work.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Totally. This is what I was thinking about when we talked about you building your brand slowly over time. Without you putting in that time and effort back then, you wouldn't have this community that are now buying from you and trust you.
That's right.
And so you do have to put in those hard yards to begin with.
Yeah, and I even find like mentoring one-on-one with people, they really think it's going to happen overnight. And I'm like, oh no, this takes a long time. You need to put in the framework, but it really does take time to get that trust from your audience. That's like the main thing. You can't just all of a sudden appear out of nowhere. Even if you gain a following, it's still getting the trust from people. It takes time.
This goes back to a previous episode I had about storytelling through content.
Yeah.
Like you have to let the people get to know you.
Yep.
Like I felt like I knew you because you've shared your mum online, you've shared your kids, you've shared your family holidays, your husband. You're very open about your life. And, you know, that can be a double-edged sword sometimes, but for the most part, it works.
It does. You have to be open. I follow people that I really feel like I know them. Like they feel like a friend, and I enjoy, like I'll stop scrolling on their stuff because they've let me into their world.
Yeah.
You know, I do have like boundaries of, I'm not posting my kids 24/7, but I do let people know like, hey, I'm a mom.
Well, you never used to post your kids.
Yeah, when they were really small. My husband was like, no. But now that they're a little bit older and they can say yes or no, they're interested in it, so we just kind of let them be on there.
Yeah, what do they think about you and your career?
They love it. Like me growing up and not having access to anything, I try to give them what they need, which is really, like, it kind of heals my inner child. Like, even with Penelope, it's like she cares about what she dresses like and things like that, and I can provide that kind of stuff to her.
Yeah.
It's pretty special. And we get so much time together.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because you're home.
I'm home.
It's really a blessing for a mother, I think.
Is.
Like, yeah, just being able to be at home and do the school drop-off.
Absolutely. And now my husband's a stay-at-home dad, so all four of us are together 24/7, and it works really well. But again, if I hadn't put that work in when they were small, I'd still be trying to get to that point now. And I feel like I was really lucky that when they were small, I put in a lot of work.
Yeah.
And now that they can tell if I'm home or not, they know.
Yeah.
They really appreciate the little unit that we have.
This is why you have to start before you're ready.
That's right. I was not ready, and I did hold back for so long.
Yeah.
And then I was like, listen, I got to just do this. And I did not feel ready.
I think it's an age thing.
Yeah.
But it's also like, it's now or never.
It's now or
'Cause
never.
if I'm not going to do it now, I'm never going to do it. And you have to just get out of your own way. I think that's the biggest thing that people struggle with, especially makeup artists.
Yeah.
I think because we start makeup as a side gig.
For sure.
And we're not taken seriously in the beginning, so we don't take
Right.
ourselves seriously.
No.
And so then when it comes to being like, you know, this is my whole thing with the pricing discussion, like trying to get makeup artists to understand, like, no, you should be charging.
This is a business.
It's a business.
We're going to make money.
Yeah, but a lot of people are stuck in this mindset that's very contained, like, oh, I'm just a makeup artist.
And I find even as a service provider, as a makeup artist, people shame you for wanting to make money. Like I know even because I've talked about money, making money as a makeup artist, it's like people make you feel bad even about charging more and stuff. It's like you should be providing to the client and not charging them what you think you're worth. And it's like, no.
So a few months ago, you made a viral post. I don't know if you know the one that I'm going to mention, where you basically shared how much money you earned last year. Now, I was so happy when you shared this post because I was getting a lot of heat off the back of my pricing post.
Yeah.
And then you came out, and as soon as I saw it, I was on Instagram as you posted it, so I saw it go live.
Right.
And my heart sunk for you.
Yeah.
Because I thought,
oh yeah.
First of all,
got
I
me
was
a lot of
like,
hate.
thank God she's taking the heat off me. Everyone's going to be talking about her now.
Yeah.
But then my heart sunk for you because I thought she's going to get so much hate for this.
Yeah.
Because number one, I knew people wouldn't believe it.
For sure.
I knew people would not believe that a makeup artist had made $500,000.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then I knew it would just bother people.
Yes.
Because
and it did bother people.
Oh, 100%.
Like I got attacked by women in my city.
One of the first comments that I read said, I think it was from a man actually.
Oh, probably.
And it said, I do not believe this for one second. And I wrote back to it. I was like, it's true.
Yes, exactly. And the reason that I made that, there was like a lot of talk about like pricing and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of makeup artists put themselves in a box that $100,000 is probably going to be the max.
Yeah.
And I lived in that community for a really long time in that kind of mindset. And it's like, no, you can open yourself up to so many different streams of income
Yeah.
that are right there, right at your door that I've tapped into and other people should too. So I feel like even though I got a lot of hate for that, it was like worth it to help people.
But
And
that's
just
the
show
thing.
them.
Like
Yeah.
I've considered sharing what I earn,
Yeah.
like in an attempt to inspire other makeup
Absolutely.
artists.
Yeah.
But I'm too scared.
I know.
So
I
when you did it,
made
was like,
that.
yes, what she said.
Yeah,
but
that's
I'm
right.
not posting it. There's
Yeah.
no way I'm posting it.
I made that and I sat on it for a couple days because I was like, because like also you're gonna have friends and family that are gonna see it and
Yeah.
stuff. But I
Like,
was
well,
like, you know
Selena's
what?
getting the bill next time we go to
Yeah,
dinner.
yeah, exactly. I was like, you know what? I need to share this because nobody else that I knew was tapping into these other income streams or sharing that they were. I
Yeah.
think that they were, but they just weren't sharing it. And it's like, I struggled so much as a makeup artist in the beginning because I didn't have anyone to help me.
Yeah.
My career would have streamlined so much faster if I hadn't had to figure out everything on my own.
Yes.
There was no one to look up to tell me, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. So
But also, I feel like people don't actually quite understand how much money you can make with these brand deals. I think
Nope.
if they did know, they'd jump into it quicker.
Absolutely. Like for me, I was scared to put myself out online and like my face and stuff, but I knew what I wanted from my career. And it was the only way to get there. I had to do it.
Yeah. What's the most you've made off of a post?
Off of a post. So I monetize in a few different ways because I can do an LTK post, and I think one of my LTK posts has made me like $13,000,
Wow.
which is crazy.
So that's just linking.
That's just linking
That's insane.
from one post.
And I know that's true because she sent me the screenshot.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's right.
Yeah.
So you never know what's going to really kind of go viral and people are going to shop your links.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
What
And-
product was it?
Well, it was a bunch of different products.
Okay.
So on LTK, you can tag a bunch of stuff. So I think it was a lot of rare beauty.
Yeah.
And just some stuff that I use all the time.
Yeah. You do repeat use products
yeah.
and that helps.
Yes.
On ShopMy, people see you using the same thing.
Same stuff.
Like I make the majority of my money from BK Beauty on ShopMy.
Yes.
Because it's all I
It's
use.
all you
It's
use.
repetitive.
Yeah, that's
people
right.
know that it's authentic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're actually using it. And I do try and like test other products and see if I like them because I love products and I love sharing products. So sometimes I do go the other way where I'll share like all different products. But then some of my highest brand deals would be like $25,000 for one video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
USD.
obviously Selena has an incredible following and that helps.
Yes,
The
it
more
does.
following, the more you can charge.
Yes.
The higher the engagement. Brands don't just care about followers, they want to see your engagement.
Yes.
So we have to
You
screenshot
have
our
to-
engagement.
yes.
They want to know we haven't purchased our followers.
Exactly.
You have such incredible engagement.
Yeah,
you're just like, you're the perfect creator for a brand.
Yeah.
Because
people trust.
Yeah.
I find that when I'm creating content with the LTK, it does help with engagement. But at the same time, if my videos weren't good, it wouldn't help. So LTK started for me, I wasn't making any money on there, like nothing.
Yeah.
So it's been a slow, I've learned as I've grown.
The content has to be good. Even
Yeah.
when you talk about running ads, I run ads for my online courses and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. People aren't going to buy
Nope.
if the ad's terrible.
Exactly.
The content has to be good. So this is
does.
why I say, like, learn how to become a makeup artist, learn the skill, and then learn how to film the skill.
Yes. That's like the
Second.
hugest thing.
Don't worry about investing 20 grand into a website.
No.
Or anything admin based,
oh my
really.
God,
Just
totally.
learn how to film a video.
Do it yourself.
That's
You can't
marketing.
hire people. Yep.
You
You
know?
cannot start a business in this day and age without knowing or even wanting to accept to learn how to make content. You really should know before you even go into it that this is going to be part of your job.
Yes. And I think that's really hard for a lot of makeup artists to
Yeah.
wrap their head around because we didn't sign
It
up for that.
is.
We didn't go into
We
it.
didn't sign up for this.
We didn't sign up for
No.
it. But I try and, like, you know, just reframe the mindset. Like, it's fun to learn a new skill.
Yes.
And yes, content's clunky in the beginning, but once
Yeah.
it clicks,
Yeah.
you get excited. I
Oh
love
my God,
filming and editing.
I get so excited about content. Like
Yeah.
the opportunities that can come. You know, I have wanted to get on the Rare Beauty PR list forever, and I haven't been on it. And then that one that I was talking about, the back and forth one that kind of went viral when I was teaching, they reached out and now I'm on their PR list because I used their products in that video. So you never know what's going to hit, you know?
Yeah, it's repetition.
Yeah.
Same for me. My dream was Patrick Tar.
Yeah.
And I emailed them over and over again, tagging
Oh, yeah.
since 2018.
Oh, yeah.
I just started getting PR this
Yeah.
year.
So you got to keep
So
it
you
doing
got to
it.
play the long game.
Yes.
You know, and going
really
back to
do.
what you said, like in the beginning, the videos weren't performing. So some people just give up at that
Oh,
point.
a lot of people do.
But, you know, I just got approached by a really big brand to sign a 12-month contract with them.
Yeah.
And when I told my husband that, he was like, you realize this is because you've proved by building this career over time
Absolutely. That's who they want to work with.
Yeah. And if I hadn't done all
Nope.
of that work, like, because sometimes you're filming videos and you're posting, and you're thinking, who the fuck cares about this video?
Exactly.
Like, it's getting no likes, no comments, no one
true.
cares, I'm terrible,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. But actually, those videos have led me to this moment.
Yes, and sometimes brands will send me inspiration to make content for them, and some it's not like necessarily my most viral stuff. Sometimes it's a really simple video that like did pretty good, but wasn't like a big, huge viral video. I'm like, oh, that's the one that they saw that they liked.
They liked, you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, sometimes people will even in person say, oh, I love that thing you shared.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that video flopped.
Exactly.
But there's always people watching.
There's always people
And
watching.
we forget 1,000 views is 1,000 views.
That's a lot of people.
Right?
Right. I forget about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when you get 1 million views,
Yeah.
like, that's 12 million.
Yeah, exactly.
That's something.
I can't wrap my head around the fact that that's 12 million people.
You don't feel like it's that
No,
many
you
people.
don't.
You never feel like
No.
that. On the whole Shop My thing, I came to you early this year because I had a brand reach out to me after I'd posted a video, a gifted, they didn't ask me to post.
Yeah.
I posted it, they came to me and said, hey, we want to put money into this. I went to you and said, what
What's
do I
going
charge
on? Yeah.
for this? So you told me what to charge, and then we started talking about Shop My and LTK. You sent me a screenshot of your monthly earnings, and I was like, damn, I need to get my ass to work. Like,
I tell
I'm not
everyone
earning enough.
that. Yeah.
With that said, because it's clear that you are making these brands a lot of money, have you ever thought of launching your own brand?
No. Well, I've thought of it, and no. That's one stream of income I have absolutely no desire to do.
Yeah, I'm the same. No interest.
No interest, because anything that I do, I want to do 100%, and I do not have the time, I do not have the energy, and I also want to work with other brands.
Yeah.
So I don't ever want my work to be competitive to other brands. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure I could make a really, like, I have ideas even for other brands. I'm like, why aren't they doing this? But
Yeah.
like, I would never want, do you watch the Lipstick Lesbians?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it can go really wrong. I don't think that I would have it go wrong. I think I could do it really well, but I have no desire.
Yeah. There's a lot of
Too much.
overheads to
Too
begin
much.
with, and then you have to compete. Like, people say to me all the time, you should launch a brush brand.
Yeah.
I'm like, but why?
But then
We
you're
have
competing.
BK Beauty.
You're competing with BK Beauty, because
Yeah.
I've had people say that to me as well. Like, I would buy your brushes or whatever, and you can make a brush brand pretty
Easily.
But again, I work with BK Beauty. I
Yeah.
work with other brands, and I don't want it to be compete with them.
No, and I
They're
love
doing
them.
that. Yep.
And I want to keep
and I
working
want to
with them.
support them.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're doing it so well. Like,
Exactly.
we don't need more brushes.
That's right. And to build a brand, it would take so much work away
so much
from
work and money.
Yeah.
And then you have to deal with, the overheads of
Ugh.
postage and shipping and all
Right,
of that.
like,
I mean, I give a lot of credit to people that do it because I
Yes.
know how
It's
hard
a
it
lot
is.
of work.
But yeah, I think passive income
Yeah.
for us is where it's at.
Me too. There's so many brands. Like, there is so many brands.
It's been done.
It's been done. Even when I see some creators, like, once they hit millions of followers, they do create their own brand. I'm like, why?
Yeah. The amount of skincare on the market.
Oh my gosh, it's
I've
crazy.
actually started saying no to skincare
Me too.
gifting.
Me too.
I can't have
I
another...
never thought I would say to no to gifting,
Yeah.
but how many moisturizers do I need?
I know.
I can't. Like,
Yeah.
And I've got the ones that I love, and that's what I'm using.
Yeah, I say no to brushes.
Yeah.
Because I'm so
Me too.
loyal to BK.
Me too.
And I say no to skincare
Yeah.
now. Because also, like, I can't be putting all that stuff on my face.
Right.
And
Like, why do you need all these
even for
different
the
brands?
audience, if they see you recommending a different moisturizer every day, they're going to get so confused.
Right.
A lot of people listening want to move away from weddings and break out of the bridal thing and move into content. What's one piece of advice you'd give them?
Yeah, so my career has kind of shifted from bridal, which I'm not booking any more brides,
Oh, you're
which
not?
is really exciting. Yeah, no more clients. I've got a full wedding season, and then at the end of October, I have my last wedding, and then I'm not going to book anymore because I do want to focus on brands. Making content on yourself, showing brands, taking the brands is the only
Yes.
thing that's really going to get you there.
You need to
Yeah.
show your own
Yeah.
face.
Even when I'm making a video on a bride, I am talking about the brands. I'm taking the brands. So it's not necessarily like all the techniques, it's brand focused. I want to show what brands I'm using, a little bit how to use it, but you really need to put the brand first and making content on yourself. You can't really work with brands if you're not posting yourself.
That's right. And brands want to work with people that are showing their face.
Exactly.
That's just the easiest
can't.
way.
Yeah.
And a lot of makeup artists in my mentorship struggle with this because they have the bridal team and they have
Yeah.
that part of the business. But I always say, like, if you just post yourself every second post.
Yes.
So it's you, it's a bride.
Yep.
It's you, it's a bride. You're hitting both
Right.
niches. Brands are going to be more likely to reach out to you.
Absolutely.
Also, I think the brides want to see you too.
I did have a mentorship student. It was one-on-one, and she was like, I don't want to be posting myself doing my makeup because I want, well, she wanted the brand stuff, but she also wanted clients. And I'm like, clients like that. Like, my bridal business exploded when I started posting myself.
Same.
So
100%.
that's the way it works. Like, you don't need to post brides every single day.
Yeah.
Posting yourself is actually going to do more.
Yeah.
They get to know you. And
Post yourself working.
So it's
And
good for
brides,
both
like,
ways.
Weddings are an intimate experience. They want to know who's in the room with them on the day.
Absolutely.
Is this person going to vibe with my family and
Yes.
friends? Is she going to bring energy or drain the energy?
Yep.
Like, they need to know who they're working with.
Absolutely. And people feel like they know you and they're more likely to hire you and you
Yeah.
can charge more. And it's so important.
Are you set to make more money this year than you did last year?
Definitely. I always want to make more money every year.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say now because it's only, well, April 1st. But my goal is always to make $1 million.
Yeah.
That's been like, even as a child, I was like, I want to be a millionaire.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping this is the year.
You'll get it.
Let's see. Yeah.
You get it.
Check back with me next year and I'll let you know.
Yeah. You wish you could.
If things keep going the way that they are, yes, I will. But again, it's hard to know. If this was August, I would probably be able to tell you. But if they keep going the way that they are, yes. But we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to happen. The more
Yeah.
you scale, the more your followers
Exactly.
keep growing, the
I'm
more
always
money you
trying to
can
scale.
charge.
Yeah.
You come up with more ideas.
Exactly.
It's bound to happen.
Yeah. Again, that's been a slow progression. Even with my income, it's all of a sudden kind of switching to different streams and then seeing what works. Like, you need time to be able to look back and say, okay, that stream isn't bringing me as much. I'm going to put more into this one, you know?
Yeah, look at what's working. Like,
Yeah.
look at the data.
Exactly.
The data on Instagram literally tells you.
Yep.
So back in the day with marketing, you could put an ad in a magazine or put an
Yes.
ad on a billboard. Nothing
No.
about those two forms of advertising gives you data to say this worked
Right.
or this didn't.
Right.
Instagram literally tells
Literally
us.
tells you.
People get really confused by Instagram, but it gives you everything you
Yep,
need.
it does.
It tells you what's working and what's not.
Yep, exactly. And then you can see the feedback from just how many followers you're getting, how many views you get. And sometimes if you don't get good views, it doesn't mean the video is bad. So that's why it's important to keep trying different things.
Yeah, you inspired me a few years ago because I was saying, even this morning to the girls, that I was very careful about what I put online. I wanted it to look very polished and curated, whereas you were just throwing everything up.
And I advise people not to be too polished and curated.
Yeah.
It's just not real. It's not reality. And people don't want that.
Yeah.
Even brands, like, you'll notice some brands, everything's perfect.
Yeah.
They're not doing as good. Their Instagram isn't doing as good. They're really particular about everything that they put on, while other brands, they'll chuck up all kinds of different videos, different styles of videos, and they hit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
People like that better.
So
if they want to
true.
connect with a brand.
Okay, so yesterday I shared on my Instagram that I was having you on the podcast.
Okay.
I did a question box and asked my audience what questions they had for you.
Perfect.
So we have a list of questions here, so I'm going to get into those.
Okay.
The first one is there a secret formula to success?
No, definitely not. It's just trying a bunch of stuff, seeing what sticks. Well, you just got to keep trying. But I'd say mine has been very all over the place. Like, even like I was saying about predicting the future, like, I literally have no idea. I'm hoping and manifesting it goes in a certain direction, and trying my hardest to put it into a certain direction, but no.
Yeah.
It's different for everybody too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think the main thing with gaining success is you have to be a risk taker.
Yes, and I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, even with, in general, in my life, I'm not like I'm jumping off of buildings or anything, but like with my business, I am a risk taker.
Yeah.
So even like having my husband stay home so that I could build my career, I didn't know if that was going to work out. And it was a huge risk because obviously going from 2 incomes down to 1 is a risk with kids and stuff. So that was scary, but like, let's try it. Let's do it.
Yeah, try it for 3
Yep.
months and see what happens.
Exactly.
But that's the thing that I think that successful entrepreneurs
Yes,
do
you
really
have
well,
to.
is they trustful
Yep.
and they take risks, and if it doesn't work out, they pivot.
I trusted myself so much. My husband is like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Don't worry about it.
I'll
It's
figure
going
it
to work
out."
out." Because I know that if you put in the hard work, I'm always trying to learn. I'm like, I got this. I can do it. And I have a lot of trust in myself.
Yeah.
That's another thing is at the beginning I didn't. But as I've kind of gone through things and things have worked out, I'm like, okay, I got this.
Yeah.
I can
'Cause
do
I was going to
this.
say, where does that inner trust come from?
It's just like my goal was to work with brands. And then as brands were reaching out, I was like, okay, I'm doing something right. Let's keep going in that direction.
Yeah, the confidence comes from
It
doing
does.
the work.
Because it didn't happen like that at the
No
beginning.
one wakes up confident,
No.
you know?
No, even
Maybe
in,
the
in
Disney
general.
stars that we
Yes,
talked
exactly.
about before. But other than that, I don't know anyone who's like, I'm so confident.
Yes.
It's like, no, we all just like
Absolutely.
fake it till we make it.
You have to. I completely did that.
We mentioned earlier that you've recently grown a YouTube following, and I was fascinated by this because I saw that you got the plaque, the 100,000.
yes.
And then I checked your YouTube, and I was fascinated by the fact that you're only posting shorts. You're not
Yes.
actually posting like
Not like long YouTube videos. Yeah.
Yeah, so one of my friends from Australia, actually, Laura Lee Taylor, she's also on YouTube. So she's asked, how did you get all of that set up and how is that working for you?
So I only started YouTube in December, so it's been like 4 months. And
That's nuts.
it's crazy. And you know what? I had tried YouTube a couple times, posted some shorts. Nothing happened. I kind of like my TikTok early career. So I just left it. You know, I already post on 2 different places. I was like, do I really need to be posting on YouTube? And then I see other people posting on YouTube all the time, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to give it one more shot. So I was posting like 3 or 4 shorts a day, but it was my old content. I just took December and uploaded 4 or 5 times a day.
You have a gallery.
I have a gallery. I have like literally thousands of videos. And that's what kind of did it. So like all of December and January, I was just uploading, and then that kind of got me to my 100,000, which was cool.
I think a lot is to be said about the fact that your videos are so entertaining.
Yeah, well, I'm like, if it's doing good on TikTok and Instagram,
Of course.
it's got to, you know, so I'm like, let's just chuck it up there and see what happens. And then it just kept growing, and I was like, oh my God, it's actually working. Short form content is where it's at. I've done like maybe 12 long videos.
Yeah, there's
but
not many of them.
It just doesn't really do anything for me. So,
But that's the
short
coolest
ones.
thing for creators, because I think that's what stopped people from doing YouTube, because they didn't have the capacity to film the long form
Absolutely. And I
horizontal
don't.
video.
Like, it's so much work.
So just copy and
Yes.
paste.
And then also editing like an hour video compared to something that's a minute.
Yeah, who
like,
could be
it's
bothered?
crazy.
Yeah.
And then is it really going to do anything? So I'd like to incorporate it more, maybe make a couple a month, maybe 1 a week.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Also, I'm like, if shorts are what's working for me, so again, I try and go towards
Follow
what's
what's
working.
working.
Yeah.
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 Someone has asked, are all of your horror stories true?
Unfortunately, yes. I wish they were not. I've been a makeup artist for over 20 years. And again, I was hustling. I was like sometimes doing 2 weddings a day. During wedding season, I was working every single day. So it's not like I was a part-time, only having clients here and there. I was seeing lots of different people.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, I think, why.
I feel like some of them we've all experienced it,
Yeah.
but you exaggerate it in a way
course,
that
yeah.
makes it so funny.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
The moms
the
and
mums,
stuff.
and like when you get to the bridal room and everyone's asleep,
Yep.
and you're knocking on the door, and then
Yeah.
oh, the makeup lady's
Yeah.
here.
And that
It actually
that literally
happens.
has happened to me within the last year as well. Like that's happened throughout my career, but even as a more like charging more and everything, like people still sleep in.
100%.
And I
That's a
understand,
universal
like, yeah,
thing.
exactly. Like, I'm not like faulting people for any of this, but it's just kind of funny that they're like, we'll be up and ready, and then they're drunk and asleep.
And no one wants to go first for makeup.
No, never.
Do you feel nervous when you film the skits?
No. My first one, I was very nervous because obviously it was very different than my usual content. So I did do the one where everyone was asleep. That was like one of my horror stories. And I was like, in 24 hours, if this video has no views, I'm taking it down. But it had like 3 million views in a day. So it's like, okay, people like this, and everyone was loving them. So it's like, okay, I can make more of these. Pretty much every single one has over 1 million views or has done really well.
They're just relatable.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
I had so many people say like, oh, so it's not just me.
Yeah. Like you do feel alone in a lot of your makeup artistry experiences.
Well, you're by yourself. You're usually not working with other makeup artists. And it's like when people don't like their makeup, it feels so personal and heartbreaking, but it's like it happens to everybody.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Actually, I wanted to ask you this myself, is how do you balance family time and business, especially when you are filming as much as you are,
Yeah.
editing? That's all time consuming.
Yeah, so the kids are in school now, so I film while they're at school. I'm pretty much kind of always on my phone. So I try and put it down when it's, dinner and we're spending time together. But I feel like I have way more family time than I did when I was working, as a dental hygienist. Like, I can pick and choose. I can say I'm going to Remy's basketball game, going to put my phone away. I'm there,
Yeah.
I'm present for him. We can go to lunch. But then also, when he comes home, he's probably hanging out with his friends, and I just go down and work. So I kind of am able to switch things around that I'm available for them when they need me, but I also can work a lot. And I don't think there's anything wrong with kids seeing a working mom. Like, I want to be that person that's like, wow, she's built this. She works hard. She hustles. So I want my kids to be hustlers too. It's like, mama has to work hard in order to achieve this kind of thing for us. I know, we spend a lot of time together.
Yeah.
They're probably really sick of me. Like, we're together 24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you said, that flexibility is what's great about being a creator.
Ugh.
Like you can be filming a video, but then
Yep.
like if my husband's there and wants to have lunch, we
Yep.
can duck out, have lunch,
Exactly.
come back, get back into it.
Yes, that's what I do. Every day is different. So it's like, well, maybe I'll film at 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Maybe I'll film at 2 o'clock. So I kind of adjust it every day, depending on the weekends or what the kids are doing. If they're chilling in their room, I'll go run down and film. So it's nice. I
Yeah.
can kind of adjust things. But it's given me so much time with my family, which is exactly what I was trying to achieve
Yeah.
when I started this.
How do you navigate maturing as a makeup artist, and what's your advice for other mature makeup artists?
Yeah, you know what, my
Would
husband.
you call yourself a mature makeup artist?
I don't know.
I don't know if 40
I'm not
is-
young.
Yeah,
I'm not in my
well,
20s.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And a lot of creators are in their 20s
Yeah.
teaching these makeup applications. So it's something that I have kind of tapped into. And like, okay, I'm not young anymore. Like, it kind of hits you all of a sudden. You're like, my face has changed. And
Yeah.
I did struggle even doing my own makeup. Like, it wasn't looking the same. And my husband would always say, like, even 10 years ago, like, are you still going to be able to do this, like, when you're, you know, say 40s, 50s, 60s? And it's like, yes, you just
pivot.
adjust. Yeah. So now I'm kind of talking to the over 40 crowd.
Yeah.
Whereas before I was not. I was talking to the younger girls because I
Yes.
wanted to book those weddings, so 20s, 30s.
Yeah.
So you just adjust.
Yeah, I
like
struggle with
it.
that a bit because I see that my following is getting older.
Yes.
So I'm no longer hitting the 22-year-olds,
Yep.
which like I want to be appealing to them.
I know.
But you've got to just follow the
Yeah,
natural.
you got to follow who's looking at your content.
Yeah.
So, and it's worked really well for me. As soon as I started tapping into like 40 plus, oh my gosh, the messages that I'm getting from 40 plus women, that's really inspiring me to continue to make content. They're like, oh, I felt like that. My makeup looks like shit. And now I've followed your steps and I feel beautiful again. You know,
Yeah.
that's pretty special.
I think like 40 plus, even my mum's age, like in 60s, like I
Yes.
often get messages from women like, please create content for us because,
There's not a lot of people doing it.
yeah.
Yeah,
they don't
it's
have
all
the-
young.
Yeah.
When you're in your 40s and 50s, you can't follow those young tutorials. It just doesn't work. It doesn't look good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So you've just pivoted.
Yeah, I just
And that's what I
pivot.
like about you. You see what works and you just
See
go
what
hard.
works. Yeah, literally every day I'm like, okay, what worked this past week? And I'll just lay in bed and think about it. I'm like, when I'm doing the back and forth where it's both me, people like learning in a different way. So I'm trying to think of different ways to teach. Still
Yeah.
teaching, but like trying to gain some interest from that.
Yeah, I mean, your posts just hit everything. You're educating, you're being funny,
Yeah.
you're showing your face.
Yeah.
Like, there's a formula, and that's why
There
it
is,
works.
yeah. You gotta be entertaining.
Yeah.
Like you have to be entertaining, and you really do need to have it all.
Yeah.
You know, you need to act confident, be entertaining, educate. Educate has been like the biggest thing for me.
Yeah.
Because even when I wasn't as entertaining, when I was a little bit more shy and I was making videos, I was still gaining followers because
Yeah.
I was educating.
I always say to people that don't know what to post, I'm like, just educate.
Yeah,
Like,
simple.
you know more as a makeup
Yes.
artist than what the everyday
Absolutely.
woman knows. Like, you know, the videos where you post, like, here's Dior versus House
Yeah.
Labs, here's the foundation I recommend. Like, it's simple content
Yes.
always performs the best.
Absolutely.
Like, don't overcomplicate it.
Exactly. Don't over. And sometimes I think, was that too simple? But that's the stuff that people really resonate with. Like
Yeah.
even just reviewing a foundation, I'm like, do people really give a shit?
They
but
do.
then they do.
They love it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I guess I'll do that more of that, you know?
Yeah.
Because we're makeup artists, we already know this stuff. So it's like, do people really want to know? They do. They
Yeah,
really do.
they really do.
Yeah.
What does success look like for Selena in 2026?
So I want, obviously, to have more time with my family, to be able to work just with brands. That's my goal, is to be able to basically sit in my house and make content and make really good money from that.
Yeah.
And working with more and more brands that like, you know, really look up to. It's really exciting to get messages from brands that I'm like, well, I'm probably not going to work with, you know, say Armani. And then it's like, I don't have anything with Armani, but like a goal, I'm like, it'd be really cool. And then when that happens, so I'd love to have more of that kind of stuff.
What's the dream brand for you?
Rare Beauty.
Yeah.
Rare Beauty is my favorite brand, top 5.
Yeah.
I just
feel
think
like
that
I feel like that's going to happen.
let's
I'm
hope.
surprised it hasn't already.
Let's hope. There's so many brands.
Yeah.
It's just really cool to be able to like have brands that trust you to make content for them.
Yeah.
You know?
It is a
like
good feeling.
what? Like it used to be like back in the 90s when I grew up, you know, it was celebrities only.
Only. Yeah.
There was no crossover, and now it's really cool that like the average person can get in on that. And I'd love to go on a brand trip. That's like one of my goals.
Yeah.
I've never gone on like an actual brand trip. So that's one of my 2026 goals.
Yeah.
Continue to grow.
Yeah.
I'd like to get to 1 million on a few things.
Yeah. $1
Instagram.
million in the bank.
$1 million in the bank, million followers on Instagram. Yes. Million all across the board.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was so nice to meet you.
You
I'm so
too.
glad we got to this in person.
Me too.
I think you're so inspiring, and I think that you are a testament of just like you can start at any time.
Yep, that's right. I didn't start
And-
posting my face until like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's never too late.
Yeah. I think a lot of women in their 30s think they've missed the boat, and it's not the case.
I was telling you this earlier, like it's my biggest regret that I didn't start earlier. I wish I was a 20-year-old YouTuber.
Yeah.
But I'm not, so we just got to go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can learn the skill pretty quickly
Oh,
if
yeah.
you dedicate a couple of months to it.
Absolutely. Like I'm a somewhat of a quick learner, so I YouTube University.
Yeah.
You know, everything.
That's how I learned.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.